We ain't doing data centers. Period, full stop.
Strong words from Savannah Mayor Van Johnson on the possibility of data centers in the Savannah area, and he's not the only one who feels this way. We could hear a lot more talk just like this tonight as local leaders and residents all take part in a town hall on the issue. WSAV's Isabella Baez joins us now live from downtown with more on tonight's meeting and why this issue is just stirring up such strong emotions.
That's right, Andrew. Data center experts and elected officials are coming here tonight to have an open discussion on what they call one of the most pressing issues, the increase of data centers in communities across the country and in our area. Data centers are warehouses filled with computers that store, process, and distribute the data behind websites, apps, and cloud services. Georgia ranks 5th in the nation when it comes to the number of those facilities. While most are around Atlanta, there is a chance they could be moving closer to Savannah, especially in Port Wentworth and Pooler. Supporters say these centers are an investment in the communities that bring with it jobs. However, many residents say they're concerned about heavy electricity use and the amount of water needed to operate these centers. The concerns are why organizers say they found it necessary to have tonight's town hall meeting.
Show up at some of these town halls, there are pitchforks and torches, and that's because data centers often will pop up without really any knowledge ahead of time. You learn about them when they're under construction, and the public doesn't feel like they're having a chance to have that conversation, so they kind of walk into it, and reasonably so, with concerns, deep concerns about data centers.
The town hall meeting is scheduled to start at 6 p.m. tonight at the Otis S. Johnson Cultural Arts Center. WSAV will be sitting in on tonight's meeting, and you can hear more about that on WSAV News 3 at 10 and 11. Reporting live in Savannah, I'm Isabella Baez, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Isabella, thanks so much. At the same time, there's some bad news for Tybee Island. We've just learned the community will not be getting federal funds for its beach renourishment project. Tybee leaders are meeting right now to discuss their next steps. WSAV's Jillian Coles joins us now live from outside that meeting. Jillian?
Andrew, I just talked with Tybee Island Mayor Brian West, who confirmed that the city will not be receiving federal funding for their beach renourishment plan. Now, this is a huge part of their budget, and now they are going to have to make up for $12 million worth that they plan to be receiving from the government. Now, Tybee has lost more than half its shoreline since the last beach renourishment in 2020. Just last week, WSAV spoke with Mayor West about this, and he said this federal money was more urgent this year than ever and desperately needed. Without it, dunes could wash away and parts of the island could experience issues of flooding as soon as next summer. He says the total project was $20 million, and now they only have $8 million secured, $4 million through the state, $2 million through the county, and $2 million by the city of Tybee. Now, Mayor West says because of this, they might have to do the renourishment project in pieces, which could make it just that much more expensive. Now, to hear from Mayor West himself, tune in to News 3 at 6. Reporting live on Tybee Island, Jillian Coles, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Jillian, thanks so much. Illegal dumping continues to be a growing concern across Savannah, and one city leader says that problem is expanding beyond historically impacted neighborhoods. WSAV's Nikia Harris is here with what leaders say could potentially prevent this.
Now, Andrew, Alderwoman Bernetta Lanier says illegal dumping has been an ongoing issue in District 1, and she says it has lingered so long that it's now starting to spread beyond marginalized neighborhoods into areas like Hutchinson Island and the Highlands. Now, what you're seeing right here, right now, some of the sites Alderwoman Lanier has documented on social media. She says in some cases the city has responded and cleaned up the debris, but she questions when those responsible will face penalties. Lanier says illegal dumping poses both a health and safety risk, impacting water drainage systems and creating eyesores in the community. She says she's been speaking with city officials, including the city manager, about possible solutions such as increased surveillance in common dumping areas, improved lighting, and potentially higher fines for violators.
Would recommend that we look at those secluded areas, those dark areas, because lighting is another tool that we could use to ward off people that are dumping on our streets. We see is the same type items. We're seeing a lot of household discarded furniture and a lot of mattresses, and we're seeing just construction material and so many tires.
Lanier says the city manager is calling for council to hold a workshop on the issue. She believes it's important for leaders across all districts to be a part of the conversation because she says it's no longer just a District 1 problem. Nakia Harris, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Nakia, thanks so much. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation now assisting after Bloomingdale police found a woman shot to death on Sunday. Happened just before 1 o'clock in the morning, where police were called to a home on Cypress Street and there discovered the body of 39-year-old Paige Lewis. Now an autopsy will be performed, but anyone with information asked to contact Bloomingdale Police or the GBI. Well, the Chatham County Sheriff is calling out a man he says is the area's most wanted fugitive, and he did it in a fiery Facebook Live video to make his point. Michon Richardson accused of a string of burglaries and also facing federal charges from the ATF. The sheriff says Richardson was running from deputies earlier this month in the Westlake Apartments area and was able to get away by wearing a disguise.
He wore a disguise, y'all. Let me show you how he was dressed. Give me 1 second. Y'all ready for this? This is how Michon got away from us, y'all. This is how the street OG got away from us. This is what he was wearing to get away from us in Westlake. He had a wig on, shades, and a hat. This is Michon. Michon, you got to know I'm going to get you. Dressed like this, I'm still going to get you. You can't get away from it.
Sheriff Coleman says he's, quote, on his neck and will continue to be until Richardson is arrested. And a bill passed in both the House and the Senate could make it easier for people to get access to contraceptives. The bill would allow anyone to access birth control from a pharmacy without a doctor's prescription. WSC's Isley Herschel's now to tell us more about the bill.
Andrew, that's right. This bill will allow pharmacists to provide certain contraceptives without a doctor's prescription every time. That includes anything self-administered and injectable hormonal contraceptives. This would make it easier for anyone over the age of 18 to get access to these drugs. Patients who want to participate would have to complete a self-screening risk assessment for every year that they want to have birth control. They would first be able to receive a 3-month supply and then a 12-month supply every year after that directly from pharmacists. Josh Greason, a pharmacist in Pooler, feels this bill will make it easier for more people to get access to contraceptives.
I think that the entire purpose of the bill is to kind of make up for access to care, which is a big problem, especially in rural areas of Georgia. We've got here in Georgia, 35% of the counties are labeled as maternity care deserts. A little over 50% of the counties in Georgia don't have an obstetrician in them currently.
The bill does need to be signed by Governor Kemp. Greason feels if it is signed into law, this would give pharmacists another way to take a step forward in the healthcare field. Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3 on your side.